Voting is so essential that you can't choose to stay at home. People who stay at home should be arrested, and maybe just caned in public. Do I have to vote? Just to stay at home, but I won't do that because I'm not complaining. I have to go out and vote.
Then voting is actually extremely important. In the world, as we're seeing right now and in Kenya, young people are really excluded from the voting process, not necessarily by the government, but by themselves.
I would advise people to vote, especially young people to vote, because that's the only way you get to voice out what you really feel. We might act like we're not affected by maybe the rate at which unga goes for, milk goes for, because you're still depending on your parents. But trust me, in 5 years after school, you'll start finding for yourself and you'll feel that pinch. So you need to make informed decisions as an individual. Yes, it's your right, but you also need to have good information for you to exercise good civic responsibility.
Voting is important to me because I love my country and I want to see public services improved, healthcare, education, public transport for everybody, and I want to see them made accessible. So I think that responsibility is on the government, so it's important for me to voice that and to elect the leadership that I feel is best equipped to change the face of the public sphere in Kenya. But although I emphasize that it's important to vote, I think that voting is just the beginning. It's important to be invested in the long-term process of politics. So that's not just the voting and the election process itself, but also keeping our leaders accountable and making sure that at every step of the way we are involved and engaged, and we don't just say, oh, okay, now election's over, we can get back to doing things as usual. Like, it doesn't end at election time.
Voting is so essential that you can't choose to stay at home. If you are if you're above 18 years old and you're eligible to vote, you should get a voter's ID and you should be actively involved in politics.
We need to make personal informed decisions, especially when it comes to your vote. Like I said at the beginning, this is the only way whereby you can actually voice and do something about yourself, about your neighbor, and about the country in general. It's my first time to vote, so I felt it is important for me to vote because I realized it's the only way that I can be involved in how the government uses my money, my taxes. We cannot afford at this time to get bribe for 50 shillings, 100 shillings, 200 for you to sell out your voice.
We are to blame for what is wrong in government if we are not going out there and voting.
For people who are afraid to engage in politics because they fear associated violence and harm that could happen by expressing your opinion, I think that's absolutely a valid fear, because we do live in a society where people are punished and persecuted for voicing what they believe in. So I think when we speak about fear, it's a really valid concern in this society and in this context. But I think one way to sort of offer a buffer to yourself is to connect with people who are engaging in discussion and people who maybe believe in the same politics that you do.